This is Tom Bain, and this is Wine, Money, and Song. Please press the like button and please subscribe if you enjoy the content and let other people know who are interested in wine. This episode is part 2 of the Zachy's auction tasting that we did at El Buco Restaurant in Greenwich Village back 9/28, and it was a phenomenal tasting, so this is part 2. So we're going to go on to the 1982s. And the 82s, I was there in 83, and that was the first time I tasted out of barrel in Bordeaux. And 82s are considered the first modern Bordeaux vintage. And what I mean is, in the 70s, California had made a lot of vinification and a lot of vinification improvements and technology in winemaking had come a long way, and Bordeaux started to adopt those things. And when I was at Lafite when I was at Latour, I saw the stainless steel vats, and I've never seen that at a first growth before. And they said, no, we use them. We can control the fermentation temperatures much more easier. It's better. So that vintage, the fruit levels on these wines were incredible. All the wines I tasted, 2.5 weeks there, we were going from one strength to another, and they were just so damn delicious. And I know it was controversial. Parker loved the wines, and a few people attacked them and said the wines are too easy to drink, too young, they're never going to age. And 40 years later, Parker was right. Parker was right. And I was happy because when I came back, I bought the wines. So let's go through the tasting. 82 Haut-Brion, excellent. And I would say nearing its peak, and it'll hold another 10 years. Lafite, very ripe, but still an outstanding Lafite. Is it a great Lafite? It might be. It'll like hold together. But the two top wines in the left bank are Latour and Mouton. Mouton, Rothschild, and Latour. Latour is classic Latour. There's ripeness, but it still has that clinch fist, current, and the pedigree of Latour, and it's going to live a long time. Mouton has always been a big wine, the 82. I think I only have a few bottles left in my cellar. And it's a wine that's been aging very slowly, but it's a phenomenal Mouton. Now, did I mention Margaux yet? The Margaux was very good, but only very good. And the area of Margaux, the appellation of Margaux in 82, really didn't do well. I think that the 83 vintage in Margaux produced better wines. 83 Margaux might be better than the 82 Margaux. Palmer 83 is better than the 82. Rosanne Segla, the same way down. 82 wasn't a favored thing from the appellation there. And the last wine in 82s is Lafleur. Many people think Lafleur is the wine of the vintage. And it was phenomenal. It's still young. Beautiful wine, balanced, powerful, and very low yields, great grip, but still luxurious in the mouth. And I would love to drink that wine anytime. So those are my views on the vintages, but other wines from 82s that are outstanding are Grouard-Larose 82, phenomenal wine. Grand Prix Lacoste, Latour Pomerol, and of course Petrus. At one time, Petrus was considered wine of the vintage, but it hasn't turned out that. But it is still a sensational Petrus. Cheval Blanc, excellent, and it was supposed to be one of the great wines. I don't know if it's a great wine, but it's outstanding. There's some other vintages I like, a Cheval Blanc. La Mission is very good, excellent wine. And as far as the 89 vintages, wines that we didn't taste that are phenomenal. Lynch Page is out of this world in 89. Out of this world. And Some of the other 89s from the right bank did very, very well. L'Angelus, which is not to my style, but I know that people love that wine. They did a really good job. And in both 89 and 90, Grand Prix Lacoste was outstanding too. And bang for your buck, Grand Prix Lacoste is the wine you should look at from Pauillac. And lastly, I almost forgot 1982 Pichon Lalande. Now, there's a story behind 1982 Pichon Lalande and how I got to acquire a case of the 82. Firstly, when Parker reviewed the 1982 Pichon Lalande, he reserved judgment. He said that they were changing winemakers during the harvest. Something happened, and all hell broke loose at Pichon. And there were rumors in Bordeaux that they had problems with stuck fermentations. And when I went in 1983 to taste the wines, we couldn't get an appointment at Pichon Lalande because I guess they had a few problems. I don't know what the reason was, but we didn't taste the wine there. So listening to Parker that there might be some problems, I did not buy on a future basis the 1982 Pichon because I was afraid that they had problems with the wine. So finally, when it came out in bottle in 1984 and Parker gave the in-bottle review, he raved about it. Absolutely raved about it, that all the rumors about stuck fermentations were not true. He said the wine was an outstanding wine and you should go out and buy it. But by that time, the prices had doubled or even gone further, or you just couldn't get it. So I didn't get 82 Pichon Lalande. But you see, now I have it. How did I get it? Well, back in 2000, around 2000, my company, Chateau and Estate, was doing a vertical tasting at our Park Avenue offices of Pichon Lalande. And they sent us 10 vintages directly from the Chateau. And the day or two before the tasting, my boss called me into his office and said, Tom, he says, would you happen to have 1978 Pichon Lalande? The Chateau forgot to send it. So I said to him, Maurice, I says, I think I do have one. I go, you want a case of it? So I brought the case in to our offices, and it was put into the tasting, and my boss said, Tom, what do you want in return? So I said, how about a case of 1982 Pichon Lalande? And they said, no problem. So that's how I acquired my case of 1982 Pichon Lalande. If you look at the price of the 78 Pichon Lalande now, it'd probably be $250, $300. I've seen the 82 Pichon Lalande in auctions go close to $1,000. Close to $1,000. And it's a great Pichon Lalande. So that's going to close out the synopsis about the 82 vintage. So I want to thank Zachy's Auctions again for the phenomenal tasting. And these are 3 great vintages. It was a great tasting, great people there. And the people at El Buco did a great job. And I was very happy to take part in this and enjoyed the night immensely.